10-minute tips to teach music with Clarissa Custom Music's very own Kerry Lacey. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 44 of 10-minute tips to teach music. This is the last episode in the series How to Build the Music Department of Your Dreams. I started with explaining a 5-year plan and how you can create a 5-year plan. I also gave you a bit of a table, I suppose. We talked about the capture list, how to create a massive capture list. And last episode we talked about the 3 to Thrive, which is a really important underpinning of a 5-year plan. Probably the final piece in the puzzle is to actually see and hear a template or a sample of a 5-year plan in action. So I'm going to just briefly explain the 5-year plan and how it got molded from 2020 to 2025. So this is the second 5-year plan that I have been involved in at the school that I'm currently at. So at this particular school, we have got Stage 4, Stage 5 elective, we've got Stage 6 Music 2, Music 1, Music Extension, and we also have Vet Entertainment in Years 11 and 12. So we have a lot going on in the department. Our capture list got moved into the original series of categories. So we took, basically I looked at the capture list that we had put together at the end of 2019, and we said, right, we finished our 29-year 5-year plan. Here's our plan. This is what we executed. This is what we've done. We celebrated. We did all of that. And then we said, right, where to from here? We need a new plan. So we sat down at the end of 2019, celebrated that, and then before we kicked off 2020, we sat down and did another brain dump on what we want. So basically the master areas for the 5-year plan were staff, the ensemble stream, Stage 6, Stage 5, Stage 4, performances, domestic and overseas travel, and a major event that we have at our school. So, because we had a 30th anniversary coming up of that major event. So these were the areas that we had targeted. And within those areas, we put the capture list materials in them. For example, under ensembles, we had Premier Ensemble Leadership Team. So we wanted to roll that out. We had a primary feeder program. We wanted to lock down performance schedules for all the ensembles so that we knew what was happening. We wanted to engage some tours for the ensembles. We wanted to look at scholarships for the ensembles. We wanted to have a television or an LED screen outside the block rolling through a whole range of things that are going on. We also wanted to do some recording so we could provide music of the ensembles for our bells, because our bell is music. And we wanted to set up a graduation ceremony for the Stars of the Future, which is our middle stream group. So we have premier ensembles and we have Stars of the Future. We don't have a beginner band in our location. So that was our ensemble, our 5-year plan, right, over a 5-year period. So in the first year, which bear in mind was 2020, in the very first year for the ensembles, our target plan for that was to have premier ensemble leadership team meetings once a fortnight. We wanted to do a Melbourne school exchange because we would go to, we wanted to organise some sort of Melbourne school exchange. We were going to New York in 2020. That was something that was very important to us. We were reaching out to the primary schools to expand the primary school feeder program. So that was the main area, and there was going to be a country tour for one of the ensembles. So they were the main areas that we did. Now, of course, COVID hit. So that all went out the window. Everything from 2022 went out the window. What didn't was we went back when COVID hit, our 2020 plan, the end of 2020, I looked at the plan and I went, yeah, well, none of that happened. But what did happen was things in the stage 5 and stage 6, stage 4, 5 and 6, which was interesting. Things like we had online testing as something we wanted to do for stage 4 and stage 5. We wanted to develop the students' ability to do recording. We wanted to have better extension activities for home classes. So during 2020, we actually developed more in our online space than we did anywhere else, like everybody else did. Anyway, so we get to the end of 2020 and 2021 comes and we're in and out. So we had a plan, but it was all too difficult. So basically we put the whole plan aside during 2021. We didn't even try to do anything there. In 2022, however, we did start again. So we had different groupings. We had more groupings in 2022, and it was too much. Coming out of COVID and trying to recover from that, it was just all too much. So we ended up with 10 groups, like 10 categories. We had our Premier Leadership team, which had advanced from meeting fortnightly to meeting weekly. And then that team, the Premier Ensemble Leadership team, then got targeted with a bunch of things like morale and ensemble opportunities, which we had to regroup on, repertoire. So we got them sort of involved in that and helping the stars of the future grow back, which was an important, a very important thing. On the Stars of the Future program for 2022, the only thing we had was our Year 7 initiative, which is the invitation that we do at the end of the Term 4. So for the last month, at the end of Term 4, we invite all of the upcoming Year 7s who play a musical instrument to come and sit in with the band. And the Premier Leadership team are there, and the Stars of the Future team are there, and they get an opportunity to play with quite a big band. So we find that to be a very motivational part of our promotion. So that was something that was the only thing we wanted to do this year or last year. So there's a whole range of things that we managed to get done, which was good. And then we came to 2023. And so at the end of 2022, all of us said the same thing. We went from nothing to everything very quickly. So in 2023, we've reduced our targets down to 8 groupings. We've got work-life balance, we've got ensemble promotion, the literacy numeracy initiative, our teaching spaces, the primary feeder program at stage 4, stage 5 and stage 6. And in a lot of those, there's only 2 things, 2 or 3 things. There's the things for most impact. For example, a place for everything, signage for the rooms, the 3 pillars. They're the things I spoke about in the 3 to Thrive. That's our teaching spaces component. In our literacy numeracy initiative, we're going to embed the activities into general class practice. So we've identified specific targets for each stage. So stage 4 is spelling bees and numeracy word problems. Stage 5 is rich terminology in cube. And stage 6 is rich terminology and cube, but it's an advancement on that. So everyone is different. Like in the ensemble promotion, we've got the music for the bells. We're going to do some recordings this year so we can do that. And our graduation for the Stars of the Future program. That's it. So it's really important with your 5-year plan that you reduce your targets to what you are capable of or what you can achieve in a year. When we did our first 5-year plan, we had so much to do, and there were 3 of us working very hard, and we basically developed the growth over the 5-year plan. So now we've got the growth and we've got the plan. This new plan that we're working with, we're able to step back a little bit and not do as much, which is good. So if we can execute all of the things on our plan, we'll be very happy. So as with all of my podcasts, there's always an opportunity for you to see a template. So I will put the template up of my 5-year development plan with some samples in each, so you can sort of see. I'll put up things that I think would be useful. So you can sort of see the sorts of things that you could fit into each of the categories with some instructions. All right, that'll be attached to this podcast. In the meantime, I do hope that you have enjoyed this series of how to build the mega music department of your dreams, because I think when we get in the car and we drive to work, the most important thing for us as music teachers is that we love what we do. If we don't love what we do, we wouldn't be doing it. I think if you get in the car to go to school and you're begrudging the rehearsals or what have you, then it's time to get out. We've got to love what we do, and we've got to best maximise our time, because if you're like me and you travel a lot in your day, then you don't have a lot of time to affect maximum change. And that's what you want. You want epic change. You want to have a department that you're proud of. You want to have staff that are happy, that want to come to work. You want to have students that come running to your block because they've got music. That's what you want. And that's what you can get if you are able to not go round and round in a circle, but have a direction and go forward. And I found the 5-year plan is the best way to do it. It's a big thing, like, I'm not going to lie. But then if you sit down and do a capture list of all the things that you want to achieve, or all the things that you want done in your department, and it's a massive list, then the 5-year plan is the only way you're going to get it done. All right? It's really important that you don't see the mountain, but you see all the hills and the twisty path that gets you up to the top of the mountain. So I hope you have enjoyed it, this particular series. We do move on to another section of work in the next series of podcasts. So if you've got any questions, or you need any help developing a 5-year plan, or you're not quite sure which way to go, or you don't know what else to do, then please reach out, email me, send me a Facebook message or an Instagram message or whatever, and I will try and get back to you as fast as I can. I am pretty busy with my own work, obviously, but always free to chat and have a chat, particularly when I'm driving home from work. Alrighty, folks, have a beautiful day. We'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, ciao for now. Hi, gang. Thanks so much for listening to today's podcast. Now that you're at the end, I just want to give you one more tip to help you fast track your experience with KCM. There's 4 ways that you can get the most out of these experiences, and it comes down to an acronym: FAST, the FAST 4. F stands for Facebook. Now, you're not alone in the classroom, so take advantage of the online resources that I've created. I've got a Facebook page, Clarissa Custom Music, and I also have an online Facebook group called KCMTV, all capital letters. You can connect with me and other secondary music teachers. There's links to resources you can download, and of course you can even submit some questions and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. The A stands for access on the website. So when you go to the website, you'll see lots of resources available to you. You'll see lots of tips and tricks in the blog. You'll have lots of access to things, and that's where I'll be doing access for members for my Zoom classes and various other things that will be happening in 2023. So A is for access. S stands for subscribe. Subscribe to this podcast, 10-minute tips to teach music. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is Kerry Lacey, KERRILACEY. And don't forget to go to the website to subscribe to the mailing list so you can access the free training. And that's clarissacustommusic.com.au. And finally, the T, which I personally think is one of the most important ones of this acronym, stands for tag and tell. Tag me on Instagram or Facebook. That way I can be aware of how I can help my wider community, because I can see what people are interested in. My hashtags are hashtag KCMTV, or hashtag Clarissa Custom Music, or hashtag Kerry Lacey with an I. Tell your friends, your colleagues and your students about the resources and the support that they can find at my website and various other locations. Don't forget to leave a review on iTunes. Leave a review on the podcast. Share the podcast. Share my YouTube channel. spread the love and help others to find me so that I can also help them. Social media is one of the greatest tools I have and only takes a minute for you to help me out. So remember, you're part of my KCM team because you're listening to this podcast, which means that you're interested in this, which means you know other people that would be interested in this. So simply by listening to this podcast, you're lending me a hand. So don't forget, fast. Facebook, access, subscribe, tag and tell. I'll see you in the next episode of 10-Minute Tips to Teach Music. And until then, remember, if you want to create the music department of your dreams, well, the key lies within you. So let me help you find your key. Till next time, ciao. I just want to thank Lisa Crouch, Australia's powerhouse diva, for giving me the opportunity to use original songs as part of my podcast. I'm very grateful to have the opportunity, and if you like what you listen to, then please follow her on YouTube, Instagram and Facebook. Lisa Crouch.
You know I gave you my number.